All right, this is going to be a good lesson here. A quick one and a pretty cool one, pretty fun one. So we're going to do a face swap. So we need two people that you want to swap faces, put one face on the other face. And you can be really creative with this, and you can pick some really interesting faces to slap on each other. Keeping up with appearances, I might as well go with my good old trusty dusty Geddy Lee. And you don't just want any picture. For example, you don't want a picture like this with his face not facing the camera. You want one with him face on. And you want a nice, good, high quality picture. So once again, you can pick a large picture. And right off the bat, you can see there's really not many, but I am getting lucky with this picture right here. It's nice. He's looking right at the camera. Oh, my alarm's going off. He's looking right at the camera. That's the kind of picture you want. So find a picture, copy image, and in Photoshop, we're going to go to New, choose your clipboard, and Control V to paste your picture. All right, now you need someone else. So who would have thought? Let's go Daniel Steen, Danny my boy. And athletes are always nice because they usually have these headshots of them where they're looking right at the camera. But I really want to make sure I get a nice high quality picture, so I'm going to choose large. And now my options are a bit limited. Which one do I want to do? I guess I'm really limited to this one right here. Copy image, Photoshop, File, New, Clipboard, paste it in. All right, so depending on which face you want to put on who, I'm going to take Mr. Daniel's face and I'm going to slap it on Geddy here. So how do I do that? Well, we've got a beautiful lasso tool, which we have used before, I believe. And the lasso tool lets you pick a selection. So I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to take a cutout of his face. Doing some surgery here. Now, as I zoom in on this picture, I'm realizing one thing. That he has facial hair, and Mr. Geddy does not. I'm also realizing Geddy has glasses, and this guy does not. So I'm making it a little bit more difficult for myself to get a good quality product in the end. But it's not impossible. So if you want a hassle-free face swap, it's probably best to pick two people with clean faces, no glasses. Girls are a good option because girls typically have a nice clean face and they don't have anything obstructing. They may have glasses. But I'm fighting through it. I don't care if this guy's got facial hair and I don't care he's got glasses. We're going to make it work. So you're going to take a little cutout of the face and you're going to go Control C to copy. Then move over here and you're going to go Control V to paste. Oh God, that's terrifying already. So now I need to line up his face with Geddy's face. So I need to move this picture. And how do we move? Well, you hit it with a Control T to transform it. So I'm going to try to line up this guy's face with this guy's face. And an easy way to do that is to change the opacity to about 50% so that you can kind of see through this face. Right off the bat, my face is a little too big, so I'm going to make it smaller. And lining up the eyes is always a good start. Line up the eyes and the rest is going to follow. So if you look at the right eye, I'm going to line up that eye there. It still looks a bit big. maybe like that. And I need to rotate my face a little bit. So if you move your cursor outside the box, right like on this edge, you can click and you can rotate your face. So just look at the eyes. Eyes is a good place. So I need to rotate it a bit more. Match the eyes. Maybe just a bit more. Match the eyes. Maybe something like that. Let's see how it looks. So if I turn my opacity up. Interesting. But I think it's lined up pretty good. All right, crank that opacity right up. All right, so we got the face situated where it needs to be. Let's click your backgrounds, this layer. So not the face you cut it out, but the picture of the dude you're putting your face on. So not the cutout, but this one. And let's go Control J to duplicate it. Now click back on your face cutout layer. So maybe I should call this, I'll call this Daniel. Or I'll call it Sadine. So I'm going to click on my, actually, well, you're not going to be Sadine, so I'll do face layer, name it face. So back on your face layer, hold Control and click on the thumbnail. So click on this little picture while you hold Control. And this will outline your layer. And we need to blend this face in a bit better. So I'm going to go Image. I'm going to go Adjustments. And I'm going to go Match Color. This little window will pop up. I'm not going to change anything here. But what I will do is I will select my source. And the source is the title of your Photoshop file you're working on. So if you're like me, you probably didn't rename your tabs. So I've got Untitled 1 and I've got Untitled 2. So I'm willing to bet that you have that as well. So this file is clearly called Untitled 1 right now. So I'm going to go Source, Untitled 1. And the layer I'm going to select is I'm going to select the Layer 1 copy. And we can see it does a somewhat decent job of blending the face in. So let's hit OK. And we get more terrifying. But that's okay. Now we can make this better. So with your face layer selected, let's go up into Select. Let's do Modify. And let's do Contract. And Contract is going to bring my selection, my little dashed line selection, it's going to contract it. It's going to pull it in a bit. So if you have a large image like I do, a contract by 6 pixels is probably pretty good. So you can see my selection just got brought in by about 6 pixels from the outside where it originally was. And the reason I'm doing that is if we turn off this face layer, so if you hit this eye icon to hide it, and you hit this eye icon, so we just have this Layer 1 copy showing right now. Click on this layer and just hit Delete. And that's going to delete a chunk of this layer out. So now this Layer 1 copy is faceless. Now I don't need this selection anymore. So you can click somewhere else to make those dotted lines go away. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring back the face. So I've got these 2 layers shown now. And I'm going to hold Shift so that I can click this layer and that layer. So holding Shift, you should be able to click both of these layers so you have them selected. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Edit, and I'm going to go Auto Blend Layers. And the only thing I'm going to change here is Stack Images, because these two layers are stacked on top of each other. And I'm going to hit OK. This is probably going to pop up. That's okay. And there we go. Now, if you have any blemishes you want to fix up, we've got all these layers. What you can do is you can literally hold Shift and click them all. And you can right click and you can merge these layers because we're done with it. We've got our picture now. And any cleanups you want to do. So for example, I've got these glasses I can clean up. I've got the shadow of the glasses, and I've kind of got this jagged edge here. You can use the old trusty dusty fill tool. So with your lasso select, I can zoom in here. I can select my glasses, edit, fill, boom. I've got this shadow from the glasses. I can select it, edit, fill, boom. Let's go over here. Glasses, edit, fill. Shadow from the glasses, edit, fill. And it's not perfect, but who's going to be looking at this monstrosity in such detail? And this edge is a little too defined. So I'm just going to kind of select part of the Daniel's face, part of Getty's face, edit, fill. That blends in a bit better. This part's looking a little. I think it's better. There you go. Not so hard. And you get a pretty decent looking result out of it. It's not perfect, but once you know how to do this, you can literally do this process in about 2 or 3 minutes. So pretty good result for about 2 to 3 minutes of work.